So just to ensure we get a nice clean recording, we want to make sure we stay on mute until the end. So if you could just hold your questions until the end of the demonstration, then at that time, just be sure to unmute so we can hear any question that you may have for us. But I do just want to start by thanking everyone for being here this evening. I know how valuable your time is, and I do just want to express how much we appreciate everything that you guys do to make this company successful. I know you guys deal with tricky installs, tight schedules, and every day you guys are going the extra mile to satisfy our customers. So I just want to know that want you guys to know your hard work doesn't go unnoticed. And meetings like this are just an opportunity for us to connect with our install teams and provide you guys some tools and resources that make your work smoother, more efficient, and more rewarding. And tonight's session, it's an important step forward as we look to modernize and streamline how we manage our jobs, share information, and stay organized with our field personnel. In the past, I know a number of you on this call have expressed frustrations with our current paperwork system, the iPads, and our closeout process. I know the iPads have had issues with updates and PDFs have expired, or you're waiting for your IM to send you a RTP report, or even just spending all that extra time hunting for files during, in an email, looking for your job that's tomorrow, and you're trying to print off financing docs. So, whatever it is, those issues that you guys are experiencing now, they're obstacles, and they get in the way of you guys being able to do your jobs efficiently. And that's why we're just so excited to roll and introduce this new installer app out. It really is a game changer, and it's designed with our installers in mind. It's going to solve the issues that you guys are facing with the iPads and our current paperwork system. It's going to give you everything you need in one centralized, easy to use platform. Nick Lauer, who is our National Compliance Manager, he's going to go into some further in-depth demonstrations, but just to highlight some of the key benefits, you're going to have live access to your schedule anytime you want it. So there's no more waiting on RTP reports or asking your IM for updates. You're going to have your contracts, photos, amendments, and finance documents at your fingertips whenever you need them. And most importantly, you're going to have one platform to upload everything, your completion paperwork, your pictures, your signed finance forms, and it's really going to just streamline that entire closeout process. The app can be downloaded on any Apple device, any Android. For those of you still using the iPads for completions, you'll still be able to fill out and save the documents right on your iPad, and then simply upload them right onto the app. Nick is going to show us how to do that just here in a bit. And if you do need to print documents, you'll be able to print your own directly from the web-based version, which we will also show you how to do that. But this app, it's really about efficiency, accessibility. It's designed to help you spend less time managing the paperwork and more time focusing on what matters most. And that's our customers, right? So to help guide us through the app, like I said, Nick is going to walk us through some live demonstrations. He's going to share his screen from a phone, from an iPad. He'll show you how it works. And then if we can just save all the questions to the end, and we'll answer any questions that you guys have. Before we jump in, I do want to address something a few of you have already raised regarding service tickets and those being visible on your schedules through the app. So right now, our process for managing service, it's staying exactly the same. So that's status quo. So if you do see service tickets in the app, just ignore them for now. We are working through some bugs, and those should be resolved next week. The plan is February to be our soft launch for the app, with our goal of going fully live March 1st with the app. So between now and then, you'll have the full support of your regionals, Jagger, Nick, your install managers. And additionally, every Friday in February, we will hold an open office hours via Microsoft Teams for smaller, more focused training sessions if you need the extra help. I will send that link out to those sessions after this meeting. So with that said, it's an exciting step for us all. I think you're going to see just how much of an impact this is going to have on your day-to-day workflow. And with that, Nick, I will turn it over to you.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Jeff. And thank you everyone on this call for taking the time to meet with us today. For those of you that's seen the app and had a chance to log in, I just want to let you know that's it's one of the most simple things you can use, but when you're first using it, it might look a little foreign. We've rolled this out in about 12 states in the country, and we have about 60 to 70 installers using it currently. So we've gone through all the bugs. You have a really great support team. So if you have any issues with some of the stuff I'm about to show you, always just reach out as soon as possible, right? That way we can get through it, make sure you're all comfortable are using it. But as Jeff said, some of the main benefits you'll be able to experience, and I'm going to try to open up my, let's see if I can do a share screen here and get you on the iPad. So for all of you that are using the iPad, this will look familiar. So this is the, um, see, can everyone see my screen here? See all your faces on it, right?
Yeah, we could see it.
All right. So a few things I want to point out. You're not going to be able to see where I'm, you know, putting my finger or anything on the app, but you can see the Payment Mate app, the LP installer app, all of that, should be automatically uploaded to your iPad. There's a third app called the Genius Scan. For those of you who aren't familiar, it's a free version, a scanner app you can use to scan paperwork, collage photos, really simply, those kind of things. Very seamless, user friendly. And then I'll show you in a little bit, we got a fourth, it's not an app, but it's a shortcut to the web-based version of the LP. So with no further delay, pretty straightforward, right? When you first log in, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see you're going to see how many open jobs you have assigned. It shows how many service tickets. Like Jeff said, just ignore the service tickets for now. In the future, if you do have any services on your jobs or you're taking up services, you may be able to see those, but for now, don't worry about it. The main benefits you see at the bottom of the screen here, there's a home button, a schedule button, my jobs button, and more. So just to start, we want to look at our schedule, right? So every day you can go in here, you can look at your schedule. If my internet gets slow, please forgive me because I'm on Teams sharing the screen and working the app at the same time. But as you can see, there's a blue dot on certain dates on the calendar, right? So every blue dot is going to be a job that's scheduled for you. You can go in the future months, but for now, I'm just going to pick one of these jobs by tapping on the job name. And then right here, you can see the customer's name, the address, a few details on the job. And then at the very bottom, you see a button that says acknowledge. This button's really helpful because it'll show that you guys have acknowledged and accepted the job. And then your installation manager knows that you're prepared and going to show up to the job on that scheduled date. So all you do is you tap it at the bottom. It's going to confirm that you want to acknowledge the job, and then tap acknowledge again. Good to go. And now you see a green acknowledge button with the check mark on the job, right? Then that back arrow at the top will take you back to your calendar. And then say we want to go to today's job, which is the 31st, right? Tap on the job. A few key things I want to point out here is some of this, and I would recommend downloading the app on your phone, having your helpers or other crew members downloading the app as well. There's nothing sensitive that they can see, no payment information like that. Can everyone else see the screen? I just got a message saying someone can't see it.
Nick, I can see your screen.
Okay. It could be an internet connection, David. If you try to refresh, but it'll be recorded, so we can send this out also, so you can check it out. Um, all right, so back to the app. So you can see the customer's name and the address, right? So if you send this to your um, other crew members, installers, they have this on their phone, right? They can tap on the address right there. It'll open up, Google Maps, whatever they're using on their phone to get there, and it'll tell you how far away they are from the job, right? So, if I press go, it'll start mapping it, and I'll be out there in about a day to do the install, right? And then once you have that time frame, you know, if you see the little circles at the top right above time tracking, the far left one looks like a phone. So if you tap on that, you want to call the customer. Sometimes there's more than one phone number, so you have more than one number to call, right? And then you can call that customer directly from your phone. If you have cell service on the iPad, you can call them from the iPad too. But, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, my map showing me I'll be there in a half an hour. Looking forward to seeing you soon. That kind of stuff. Another huge benefit of this app is preparing for the jobs, right? So, in the past, we would send emails with the job information. You have to go find the job information, forward it to your crews, forward it to your helpers, those kind of things so they can prep. Now, and I'm gonna tap on it, but it's gonna be the second circle from the right. It looks like a file folder, right? This is where you're gonna be able to see all your files that are for the job, right? So contract installer this is going to be the contracts you guys are used to seeing that are emailed to you. So if you tap it, it loads up pretty easily. This is the front cover page that we send out. Scroll down, you got the product, the job information, so you can confirm you got the right materials for the job. The contract price, the balance due, cash, check, or finance. You scroll down. I'm sure you guys read all the details of all of it on every job, special notes, those kind of things, floor plan, and then the project, right? The most important part. So, if this is on a phone or an iPad, it's going to be different sizes, but if you wanted to look at the electrical, it's hard to see. You can zoom in pretty easily. You got clear photos, and you can prepare for the job, what kind of materials to bring, those kind of things. So I'm going to go back now that I've seen the contract, right? This is the second thing that's available, and it's the finance completion, right? You're going to notice it because it says finance completion needs signature, right? On this particular one, that's that, right? And I'm going to show you in a minute how to print these documents. If you're using the app is only for looking at the jobs, preparing for the job, seeing your schedule, seeing the notes that the IM is trying to communicate about the job. And then we'll show you another method so you can print the documents from the same device you're printing them currently through email. So you've seen the documents, you've seen the job. The last thing you want to check is the notes. The notes is going to be the far right circle. Looks like a little notepad. I'm going to tap on that. And then on this particular job, this is similar to the notes you'll see in the email. The tub type, want to make sure that matches what's in the contract. Regular faucet, rings, rod, and curtain, keep existing surround, balance due via check at completion, and the amount, right? And then the IMs can also add any special notes, install schedule date, the gate code, customer has dogs, don't let them out, those kind of things, right? So try to get into a habit of checking the notes in case you see anything important that's needed there. And then another thing we'll kind of show you at the end is there is a capability for everyone on this call. Once you're done with the job, there's a plus button on the bottom right you can see. You can actually add notes into the job too. These notes, when notes are added, there's no notifications that you'll get, right? So if you need to add a note that's urgent that the IM needs to know about, always communicate it, text, email, however you guys are communicating with your installation managers currently, right? But we want to emphasize the importance. If you're going to write notes, only write notes that are professional, facts about the job, job complete, right? If I can type out properly, but job completed today, jobs completed tomorrow. Um, Anything that's, that you're not sure you want to be recorded forever, always communicate that through different ways, emails, texting, calls, everything on this app. Just keep it professional, keep it clean, right? All right, so that's the basics, right? You got your schedule. You can see your schedule for the month, next month. You acknowledge the job, the IMCs that you acknowledge the job. You can see the photos for the job, the paperwork for the job, etc. Um, so now I'm going to show you when we have completion paperwork, like finance paperwork, for example, how to print that out. So I'm going to switch over to my computer real quick. Are we up on the computer now?
We're up, Nick. You're good.
Okay. So for those of you that use computers for printing your paperwork, this is how it will look. Once I'm done with this, I'll show you again on the website on the iPad, but it's very simple, right? You're logged in as your user. Production right here. You can, if you know the job numbers, you can search it by the job number. Otherwise, the production calendar is kind of my go-to. Open up the calendar, wait a few seconds, right? Where we're looking at today's job, Hendersonville. I want to make a quick note. You guys notice the color differences on the jobs? The green, what that means is the paperwork's been processed, the completion date's been put in, and your guys' invoices are going to get paid out, right? When it's light blue like this, it just means we're waiting on completion paperwork, waiting on invoices, those kind of things. So if you see one blue, that's a couple weeks out or back. It's just a quick note to look into it, make sure you uploaded everything, make sure you're, sent in your invoice for the job. So if you click on it once, click on the tub, I'll show you something. If you click on this top line, it's not going to bring up anything. So you always want to click on the actual tub type and the city, right? And then open up the job number. It's at the bottom here. You're going to see the same information you saw on the app, right? Everything's identical. Open up the documents, click to view the finance completion. And then now you got it as a PDF and you can, print it like normal, right? Okay, so that's not much more to show on the desktop version. You can do all the same stuff as the iPad if you want to upload your documents through it. I might as well show you that here. If you have if your team uses the computer better and they're emailing you PDFs of the documents, the photos, you can upload them straight by dragging them into this file box here. All right, I'll just click a fake file, right? And then these are the file types that you're going to want to be selecting, right? So you can either upload an amendment that was signed completion paperwork, signed finance agreement, installer photos. And if you complete a service ticket, this can be uploaded. This isn't the process for service tickets right now, so continue the same process you're working with. And then permits can also be uploaded through here as well. But it makes you pick a document type before it lets you upload. So always pick one that matches what you're uploading. That way we know what you uploaded, right? All right, so I'm going to jump out of here again, go back to the iPad. So some of y'all might be using your iPads and phones to print, right? That's okay. When you log in your first time to the website version of the app on the iPad or the phone, after you log in, that's when you want to bookmark or save the shortcut, right? So if you all see, there's a little square with an up arrow at the top right. What you do is you tap on that, scroll down on this right here, and click Add to Home Screen. And then that'll put the shortcut on your home screen right there. So see, I just added a second one down here, right? And then now you have it forever. You're good to go. The three lines at the top right, see, it's a little bit different than the web version, but three lines at the top right, tap on production, tap on calendar. And then once your calendar's up, same deal, type on the job number at the bottom. And then you can kind of see everything that you saw on the web version, right? So if you want to open up your documents to print from your iPad, just tap on documents right here. There's a little trick on this. On the iPads, it's pretty user-friendly. You can scroll to the right to click the view. If for some reason it doesn't let you scroll to the right, just turn your device sideways and then scroll to the right. And then same deal. You got your finance paperwork, hit the top square, go to print, and you're good to go. Right? So far what we've done is we've seen our schedule, we've seen the pictures for the jobs, and we've printed everything for the job ready to go. Right? You guys finish your install, rocking and rolling, you got a beautiful product in there. Now it's time to show it off. So we always recommend, once you get good at this, it's going to be quick and easy. You've already taken the photos, you've already done the completion paperwork with the customer. What we recommend the installers that have been using it and it works pretty well is if you take your time, when you're warming up the truck, ready to go home, it just takes a couple minutes and you can upload your paperwork right then and there, and then you don't have to worry about it later or on the weekends or anything, right? Just a few more minutes before you head out. So what I did on this, we're going to do two different ways, right? For those of you that use the current iPad installer paperwork, I've already filled out a blank completion or paperwork form, and I'm pretty sure all of you know how to save it. So once you're done, getting all the signatures, uploading all your photos, you save it to your iPad so you have it forever. And then what we want to do here is you want to go back to the documents, right? It's that file button on the top right. Am I sharing? You guys can see it. It
No, you have to share.
says it's recording. Stop the broadcast and re-record. Well, at least you heard it all. Now you get to see it. Hold, please. Did you see me save the website?
Yes, we did.
Oh, and it stopped. Okay. All right.
Yep. So we're good now.
All right. Well, there we go. Right. Now we're back on the job. Right. Everything's finished. We got everything printed and completed. Gonna go to the job we just completed today. So the file button is the circle second from the right. Open that up. And then since I've already saved it, this plus button on the bottom right, it's how you add files in there. Always So you have three options right here: image, file, and camera. Always click file. The image and camera button, they don't really produce what we're looking for. And we want to send everything as a PDF so that the IMs can review the paperwork and get everything processed properly. So we tap on that file button. Um, when you save your files, you want to keep remember where you save them, right? Some of the crews they've come with they come up with a good plan where they actually create a folder called SafeStep installs. That way, when you open up your files, they're always in the same spot. Uh, but there's not too many places. So if you can't find them, just look around, right? And then, so the one I did today, right? I called it Harry Jones completion, right? So there's the file. And if I try to click upload right now, it's not going to let me upload it, right? So a little red says this field is required. So you tap on that drop down, and you always want to name it what you're submitting, right? So this is completion paperwork signed, right? So I'm going to tap on done. And then we're always, I'm going to upload it here. Sometimes these larger files, they take, a couple minutes to upload. The important part is to be patient. And once it's done uploading, you'll see a success come up at the top.
And I think Nick had mentioned the printer aspect, and most printers these days, with the modernization, you can print right from your phone. You can even print on the road if you needed to. So that's a huge benefit there, having the URL as a bookmark right next to your other SafeStep apps, your PaymentMate, your LP installer, and your Genius Scan, and you can print right from your phone. They don't need a desktop to do it. I did want to call upon an installer. I've worked with him for a couple years. He installed in Oregon for us for a couple years and had been using the app. He recently moved into Nashville, and we're actually using his account here just as a demonstration. But that's Mr. Deco. Ryan, do you mind coming off a mute and just giving everybody your take on the app and how it's been for you as far as affecting your workflow?
Yeah, it's just a great program. It makes it easy to keep track of your jobs, know what's coming up. It takes away the job of keeping a schedule, knowing that it's just right there at my fingertips. Like you said, pulling up the phone number, um, address, not having to copy and paste. It just makes it a lot easier just having it all at one spot.
Great. Thank you so much, Ryan. We appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
Jason Shepard, are you on the call?
Yes.
Okay. And I know you've been trialing it out for, gosh, maybe a few weeks now. Can you just give us your perspective on the app so far?
Yeah, we just started using it, but it seems to streamline everything and take a lot of the phone calls and the emails out of it. And the notes are always good. If you have a question about the job, you can almost go to the notes and it might be answered right in there. But we found it very easy to use, and very helpful. And like if you're out in the field and you don't get a finance doc in your original email, you can go right in there. Boom, there's a finance doc printed out. It kind of gives you everything that you need. Takes the guesswork out of a lot of stuff. And it seems to be very easy to use for us.
Very cool. Yeah, thank you, Jason. The other quick note too is you can have multiple users under one login. So, say Jason had, 3 installers, he could give that login password to all 3 of his guys and they would all have access to it. So it's not a unique password and username per user, it's per crew. So, Nick, I'll let you finish out here.
Excellent. Another quick note on what Jeff just mentioned is if you ever do need a password change, you change crew members or just need to update it for any reason, it's a quick email to ask and we can change that password immediately, right? So if there's ever any change in, it happens, right? You change your crew, you change someone working for you, you don't want them seeing your work. send us a message, it'll instantly get changed right away. So, um, while Ryan and Jason, thank you both for sharing it. While they were talking, right, I timed it a little bit. It seems like a long time when you're sitting there waiting. This one took 1 minute and 10 seconds to upload, right? So when you're staring at it, it feels like a long time, but it's really, not that long. And then one benefit, once you see that success button, you can tap on it yourself and just make sure what you uploaded was for the right job. It has everything you need, right? Got the install king. Um, you got all the signatures, you got all your photos, and you got your payment confirmation in there, right? So it's all clear. Got your serial number, GFI, uh, you know, location of the breaker, missed a couple on the water fill, all good. And then pictures of the tub, right? So it's really important once you upload it, double check it, right? Because we don't want, sometimes you might think you uploaded it, and you leave and start driving. If you look at it after you upload it, then you know for sure it's in there, right? If you can see it, we can see it. And everything will go smooth on processing your payment, right? So, quick and easy on that. I'm gonna kind of change gears right now. So that's how to upload the paperwork for everyone that uses the iPad and the pre-filled paperwork. A lot of us out there are using paper contracts right now. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to switch over to my cell phone. See if I can share on this one.
I do want to add too that this whole system is real time. So if you do upload something and IM calls you and says, hey, I need this paperwork, you upload it, you see the success message, we're going to see it right away. If you have a scheduled date, it's scheduled, you're going to see it right away. So that's the other cool thing about this program.
I'm gonna add a second to that. If you need something from the IMs and you ask them to upload it, then you can see it right away, right? You say, oh, there's no forgot the finance paperwork, right? You call someone, they upload it instantly. You can see it on your phone or device, right? And then another benefit to that is we may be, the IM might have a question about the job, can you build it? Are you comfortable with it? Those kind of things. They can always assign you the job, and then you can find it in. So this is the phone version. You see that bottom right where it says My Jobs, all right? See, hopefully this loads up right away. That happened. A little bit of internet, but this is where you'll be able to see all your jobs in there seamlessly. I don't really want to wait for this to load right now, so I'll get back to this later. The main part of this section was to go over the Genius Scan app, right? So for everybody using paper contracts, I just want to show you a quick way to use it. Genius Scan is the scanner app that we recommend and prefer, but you can use any scanner app that you're comfortable with. If you have a scanner app that you've been using for years, it works for you, you're good to go. I'm just going to go over some quick ways to do it on the Genius Scan. So if you are using the Genius Scan, the first thing I would recommend is if it's your first time using it and you're uploading photos, the most important thing, these 3 dots at the top right, tap that and go to your settings. Tap on General. And then you see the second from the top where it says default filter to auto. If you're uploading photos of your installs and it's on auto filter, sometimes they come in black and white and they come in, whole different types of colors. You'll see them. So you just want to tap on that and say no filter. All right. We just want to see the original work. And then you're good to go. Right. If you upload photos down the line and you forgot to do that, now you know how to get all your photos to come out or normal, I guess you would say. Right. So the scanner app, Very user friendly. I'm gonna scan two different documents. I'm gonna scan the finance completion paperwork and the completion paperwork for the job. So you just want to hit the plus button. You know, you got your paperwork in front of you. I'm not pressing any buttons right now. It just captures it by itself, right? So that's the finance page. I'm gonna say I'm done with that because I'm gonna download that separately, right? Next key step that's important is this file name at the top. It says 2025-1 and then the time. You always want to change that, right? If we leave special characters in there, it won't let you upload it. So we just change it to something simple, you know, Jones Finance. I'm saying Jones because that's a fake customer's last name, job number, right? Something for your record. So if someone says, hey, can you resend that to me? You got it saved, right? So I'm done with that one. Now I'm gonna do the completion paperwork, right? So here's our completion docs ready to go, right? It captures it, you know, and then automatically you just flip it to the next page. There's 6 pages, so please, I'm gonna go through all of them just for fun. And I'm flipping them while it's loading, right? While it's saving and cropping it. Right? And one more last page here. Right, and then there's this done button you want to click on, right? Again, you got clear, oops, I'm just going to show you that real quick. Always go over your paperwork, right? Make sure it got all 4 corners of everything. Make sure it's clear, that you're good to go, right? Everything looks good. Everything looks clear. Change the file name. Jones completion. Job number, save. All right. Once you save it, I didn't do this on the last one, but I'm going to do it on the next 2. So this bottom right arrow, square with an up arrow, tap on that. And then see where it says files, you want to save it to your files. All right. This is where, same as the last demonstration we showed you. Remember where you save it, right? So if you're putting it in your iCloud drive, good to go, right? If you want to put it on your phone, good to go, right? And then you tap that move button on the top right. So this is an iPhone, right? Some of y'all might be using Androids. It's the same process. There's just different buttons on the Android, right? So when you want to save it to your files, it's like a, 3 dots connected like a triangle to move documents around. Same process, just different buttons, right? Tap move. All right, so I got my finance. I forgot to add that to the file, so I'm going to do that right now. Add to files. I'm using the on my phone file, right? And this is where you can create your own file if you want. Tap move. And then photos, right? For those of you that are using this for your photos, same process, hit the plus button. With the Android, the photos button's in a different spot, but it's still available. If you have trouble, reach out, we'll help you out. Tap on photos. Make sure you give access to all your photos when the first time you do it, right? And then basically you go through, you got your proof of payment, serial number, tub, right? Rough end work. Good to go. You got your electrical. I'm going to choose those photos. Quick as that, right? Double check, scan through them, make sure they're good. All right. Didn't forget anything. Change the file name. Jones Photos. And then save it to your files. All right, so now you have all your, you got all your paperwork saved, you got your photos saved, you're good to go. Back into the app. Make sure you click on the correct job, right? And then same process. Tap on the file, tap on the plus button, tap on file. Right, so you notice, oh, I guess they're all there. So if you don't see them right off the top, there's 3 dots right here. You can sort it by date. And then it'll bring the files that you just did all the way to the top. So you don't have to look around for them all the time, right? So if I want to upload the finance document, change the file type. The 3 documents you're going to use are always next to each other. Completion paperwork signed, finance signed, installer photos. This one's finance, right? Done. Upload, right? You got your success button, you're good to go. All right, and do the same thing, file, photos, change the type, installer photos, upload. That was faster than expected, but the phone, when you have cell service, it works better than when you're on Wi-Fi. And then the third one you want to do, file, completion paperwork, right? All right, you got your success, you're up. Double check everything came through, installer app photos. All right, got your serial number, everything's clean, everything's clear. Ready to rock and roll. So that's about it, start to finish. You can see all your jobs. There's a couple different ways of uploading paperwork. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the broadcasting now. Hopefully you guys are successful with this, and hopefully it helps your guys' businesses while you're out there. Like I said, if you guys need anything, you have a really great support team. There's a lot of experience with the app. The only thing when we were doing this in other areas, we've noticed the biggest challenge comes with uploading the paperwork, right? But once you do it a few times, it becomes habit, right? It's something that just with practice, makes perfect. And once we're using this for a month or so, you're gonna wonder why we ever emailed stuff in the first place. So I'm gonna send it back to Jeff, but if you guys need anything, you got my information. Most of you do. If you don't, we'll get it to you, see if we can help out with anything.
Great. Thank you, Nick. Thank you so much. It was a great demonstration. So like I said, for the month of February, we're going to have 4 open office hours just held via Microsoft Teams here. I'll be on the call. We can walk through any specific examples. It will be a smaller setting for, just a more intimate training if you guys need it. But definitely, if you haven't logged in, make sure you log in. February, like I said, is going to be a soft launch. It'll be a rolling change so that we can go live on March 1st. So definitely spend the time in February to really get this down. And with that said, we have a few minutes here. If anyone has any questions, if they'd like to come off of mute, and Nick or myself can answer those for you.
I have a question.
Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely. Hey, Kim.
Hello. The self-schedulers, will we be giving you guys via email the schedule date and then y'all add it to the
That's a great question. So at at this time, we are going to continue to go ahead and forward that over to you via email. You would give us the date. We would then, at that point, schedule it in our system and you would see it. We are looking at ways of being able to communicate via the app with self-schedulers. That tab that Nick had showed that said My Jobs, if you do click My Jobs, it's going to show all the jobs that are assigned to you. And if you were to go into the search engine under My Jobs, you could type in self, and then that's going to show all the jobs that are pending self-scheduled. So, something we're looking at potentially is doing that. And then if, Kim, you were to schedule a job, you could pull it up right in the app under the self, drop a note for the IM. This is scheduled for so-and-so date. That note would pull up in a log on our end to be able to then schedule the job, order you the materials, and get it going that way. But we're not quite there, but that is something we are looking at, Kim.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question. This is Casey.
Hey, Casey.
Hi there. So the completion paperwork is still going to be signed on the iPad, and that's all going to be signed there. But instead of emailing that, then we'll just upload that save it as a file, and then upload that into the app.
That's exactly right. So that was the first kind of upload example that Nick had shown. So you would only upload one document. You wouldn't have a separate document for the photos and the paperwork. It would just be the one paperwork that encompasses it all. But correct, absolutely. We've had issues in the past with that routing to the right IM or sometimes even getting lost. So that app will definitely ensure we get it.
So is there anything else required then? So if we put all the pictures on that paperwork on the iPad or whatever, then is that, sometimes there's the financing and things like that, but is there anything else required?
So
turn in the job that is completed?
Nope, that would be it. As long as we have the completion paperwork, the pictures, the proof of payment, and then the only thing you would email in, Casey, at that point would just be your invoice. And then that would be the trigger on our end to go ahead and process it. They'll look at the job, make sure you have everything, and then process the invoice. Yep.
Okay. Invoices are still sent in the normal way.
Correct. Yes. Yep. Correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, I do have a question.
Yep.
Can you print the files from the app? Yeah, I see how you jumped onto the website version. Can you open the files and print, or does that not work?
So that's a great question. The answer is you cannot print from the app. You would have to toggle over to the web-based version of LP. Just so you all know, we are working on finding out a way to get DocuSign within the app, and hopefully that will be coming in the future. But in theory, you would just pull up the documents in the app, have the customer sign it, and submit it right within the app to totally get rid of the whole upload process or printing process. So.
Okay, so if you need to access those or print them, you go onto the main website online, and
That's
it's the
correct.
Same login.
The exact
login,
same
everything?
login, same username, exactly right. And that's why when you do log in for the first time, like Nick said, we'd recommend bookmarking that URL as an icon next to your installer app so you could just easily toggle between the two.
Okay.
And you can save that web page on your phone also, right? So if you're on your
Yes.
phone and you're printing from your phone, you just tap the website on your phone, search the job that way, and then you can still print it from your phone.
And it's the lead management system website, correct?
Correct. Yeah, it's lead perfection is what they call it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Orion, if you don't have the URL, I'll shoot it over to you to make sure you have it.
Okay, thank you.
And the one thing about the DocuSign is the finance forms. Some finance lenders do require a wet signature, so the DocuSign may not be an option in futures for any lenders that require the wet signature.
I have a quick question. This is Brian out of Pittsburgh. Um, the URL you just mentioned that you could send out, could you send that to all, pretty much all of us, I guess, to make sure we have it?
Yep, absolutely, Brian.
Appreciate it.
What
Thank
we
you.
what we have too is that we have a step by step, so it's kind of printed out if you forget about it. It's just bullet points, you know, how to use the app, how to use the website, where to log in, those kind of things. So we'll also send that out as well.
Great, thank you.
This
Hey,
is
I have a
Doug.
Can
question.
I ask one?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Hey,
You,
so on
you go
the
ahead.
app, it states that you can put your invoice from the installer invoice onto that. Do you want us to do that too and a separate email, or just
So,
upload it to that?
so we actually, Josh, I think that was you, but we actually do not
Yes.
want you to upload the invoice. We want that invoice to be emailed into the IM, and then at
Okay.
that point, they would look at it, approve it, and then close the job out.
Okay. And I just wanted to tell everybody hi.
Hey, Josh.
All right.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Hey, I missed how you did the pictures. Does the Genius scan on your phone? Will it scan pictures on the iPad?
It will, yeah. So it's instead of scanning the photos, when you open the Genius Scan, when you hit the plus button, there's a little photo, and when you tap on that, it'll take you into your camera roll or photo gallery, whichever device
Right.
you're using, and then you just tap on as many photos as you want. Click save, change the file name, and then you got it's once I figured that out, I started using it for other things because you get full page, really clean
Yeah, I just did it
photos.
and that is great. It's
Yeah.
great. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
One
But-
thing just to piggyback off that, Jagger here is sometimes, Kim, if you add a photo, just make sure that when you scan after you add it, it doesn't auto set to scan because I've had Genius app throw like everything black and white, which obviously doesn't do any good for photos.
Okay, thank you.
Now I noticed that you guys had, oh, I'm sorry, my name's Dustin here. I came in a little late, but we're talking about this Genius scan. Obviously the iPad has a function where you can scan already. That works just the same, does it not?
It does, Dustin, and there's plenty of other apps out there outside of Genius Scan. We've tested a lot of them. That is the recommended app as far as just being user friendly. But if you're able to accomplish the same result, which is just a PDF of all those documents together and upload it, then we don't particularly care which app you're using there.
Yeah, the iPhone has a nice little feature where you can create a PDF. You can have them all in one. So
Right.
the
Yeah,
other
that's
question
good to
I
go.
have, yeah, the other question I have, I was, and it's maybe irrelevant, but I got on the app and one of my pictures blank up there on the top left corner. It's just a shadow. Is there a way to put a picture in there?
I like your style. I don't know yet. Do you know, Jeff?
There is a way. Yes. Yep. You can upload your photo onto that.
I just don't know if it's seen by other people because if somebody can see the photo that I have uploaded, you're gonna get a giggle out of my lead perfection profile pic.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know that it really is going to do anything, Dustin, but yeah, you can upload a picture. You just have to do it on the web base, not on the app, but you can do it.
Okay. Yeah, just company logo would look nice or something.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Hey, this is Kent out in Vegas and Colorado. Quick question. Are we uploading copies of permits into this system?
Nick, I'll let you answer that one.
I think yes, yeah, that would be really helpful. And then once same kind of deal, when you send your invoice in, they're gonna verify that you have the permits uploaded. So if you can upload those permits using the scanner, I think that's a great idea. Yes.
Perfect. Thanks.
There was one thing I skipped over on the My Jobs And I just wanted to show you guys all that if you don't mind, Jeff, real quick.
Yeah, sure, please.
So I'm going to go back to my cell phone, right? Share screen. And this came up in one of the questions about self-schedulers, right? So when you open up your My Jobs section, this is kind of what you'll see, right? You'll see a list of all your jobs, no matter what the status is. Sorry about that. Should I answer them while we're on this call?
Definitely would be entertaining.
All right, so you can see all your jobs, right? What was asked is about the self-schedule jobs. You know, they might get buried. If you type in the word self at the top, right, it brings you straight to your job, right? If you want to search another job, you know, if someone says, hey, you know, I just sent you a job for Puckett. Can you take a look at the photos real quick, right? You type in the last name, tap on the job. I typed in pick instead of puck. Right? And it takes you straight to your job so you can look at it. So that's kind of what you'll be able to see is all your jobs on there. And then if we do get good at that communication, there is still going to be manual communication for self-scheduling, but you will be able to see them, see the photos, that kind of stuff. If you have the web-based version, or if y'all have it, if you're using the web-based version, you can search by the job number so you can see it all on the computer. If you were working that way to look at your jobs. So that was all. Just wanted to show you that function because we skipped over a little bit that you can see all of your jobs in the My Jobs section. And then if you clear the search, it goes back to all your jobs here.
Yeah, I know it seems like a lot, but the more you use it, the easier it gets. And like Nick said, you just get conditioned to it and it becomes second nature. It really does. Any more questions? Okay, so again, we have every Friday for the month of February, we'll have 4 sessions that are an hour long. It's going to be the same time that we're meeting here now, which is 6:30 Eastern time. Totally optional, but if you want to pop in there, if Nick or I or Jagger, anyone can answer any questions, or if you guys have been doing some trial for, you know, the first week of February and you run into anything, we're here to support you guys.
Thank y'all.
All right.
you.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thanks for taking the time. Oh,
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Shane.
you too.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Anesti.
Thank you very much.
Jeff, since you're still on here, and Nick, if you don't mind me asking, my iPad is probably just, I've had it since I started with you guys in 2020. I've cleared things out multiple times, but I was